rain in the morning. Grew up too fast without warning, and when it rains it's pouring. I got dreams, big dreams, I wanna do big things, but I just can't seem to put it all together. I just wanna be seen. I'm jumping ship, I'm a diving, middle of the ocean, swimming till I find it. I see an island out ahead, filled with things that I've wanted since I was a kid. Swim through it with every muscle I've got, sucking down water in my lungs till I cough. But I won't give up, I'll never stop till I wash up on the sand or my heart finally stops. I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best that I can. I gotta study, I'll cram, I gotta make up a plan to give me some kind of chance. I gotta enter a new mode or else I'll get KO'd. My life's at a crossroad, I'm ready to reload. I gotta learn some kind of lesson from my past. I made mistakes but I learned how to react. I love the chase but I need a new path to have a chance to get what I wanna grab. A good life has a good purpose, something that makes everything that you're doing worth it. Something with a bigger meaning that's under the surface, cause that's what's gonna keep you working. It's a journey to make it, I got a life in the making. I choose how I'm gonna shape it, I got new lights in rotation. I flip a switch, I'm fixated, I'm sick of patience and waiting. My destiny is awaiting. I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. This life is a journey worth taking, every breath in it is sacred. It gets hard and frustrating, but trust me, you just gotta embrace it. Cause what's a journey without enemies? You need some friends, a foe, and an identity. You need an arc, a battle, a little tensity. Create a little bit of energy. I know we don't start the same, but life ain't fair, that won't change. You can't expect that from games, yeah. You might be worse off than others, but better off than another. So just move forward, discover, yeah. What you like, what you need, what you see. Every little thing that you wanna be. Figure out how others get it, and respect it. And don't give up till you perfect it. Well, here I go, how I get there, I'll figure out on my own. But no matter what, I'll be putting on a show. So watch out, and watch me grow. I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Harley. Hi, Jana. Or is it Jana? At first, I thought it was a new investigation. We've had a lot of Amber Alerts down here, mostly in Alusa County. Okay, now this story is unreal. It's not a story. This case. Oh man, okay. So if anybody knows how I do my channel here, I like to put a story together with videos and the family speaking instead of just a face. You know what I mean? Oh, where's that picture of her? Beautiful girl, contagious smile. Okay, this is Typhenie Johnson from Texas. This happened in 2016. Oh boy, this is really sad. Um, the family has not stopped, which is, great. But like as in mainstream media and her getting any kind of airtime, nothing. Now, the guy that she was dating for 8 months, he's in prison now. Before this happened, I could be wrong, so I don't want to say 100%. I don't know if it was kidnapping before, he kidnapped her before or after he got these charges, but he's doing life in prison. Now, the crazy thing about it, in 2006, there's a lady, here we go, right here. I don't know how to say her name, but she goes by Slim. That guy, Chris Reveal, that was his girlfriend in 2006. She went missing. And I think her remains were just found recently, um, maybe last year. And then Typhenie here, 2016, 10 years later, one guy, two women he dated, missing. And he has not been charged with anything to do with Slim as of anything I can find. And I don't know if this guy was in at Fort Worth military or within the base or anything, because it's something I came across. I don't know. So I'll start it with me and my little summary of her real quick, you guys, and then we're gonna watch a press conference and some things on her family. All right, this is a sad case. Okay, this is missing Typhenie K. Johnson from Elis, Texas, on October 10th, 2016. She was 25 then, she's 28 now. She just had a birthday too, August 6th. She's 5'4", 135 pounds. She's got red auburn hair, brown eyes. She was last seen outside of Post Oak East Apartments in the 13,900 block of Tristan Lane in Euless, Texas at 9 p.m. She was with her ex-boyfriend, Chris Reveal, at the time. Now, he is something else, you guys. They had dated for approximately 8 months, but she ended her relationship with him in August. Let's see, October. So a few months prior. Okay, he stated he and Typhenie argued and that she got into a vehicle driven by someone he didn't know and rode away. The next day, Reveal was arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping and intent to terrorize in Johnson's case. The charge was later upgraded to kidnapping with intent to kill. He was convicted of the charge and is serving a life sentence. Her twin brother found her phone, car keys, and one of her socks in the parking lot of her apartment building after her disappearance. He saw Reveal white 2003 Ford Taurus backed up onto the grass next to the building with the trunk lid open. Oh boy. Police matched the tire tracks in the grass to his vehicle. When they searched his home, they found a bra and a clasp stretched out straight, a Fitbit watch with a broken clasp, and the shirt Johnson was wearing the night of her disappearance. He was also the last person to have known. Okay, this other lady, I don't know how to say her name, Tabla Islam, and she goes by Slim, who disappeared from Fort Worth, Texas on January 16, 2006. So 10 years later, he allegedly did something with Typhenie, but that lady, Slim, she disappeared in 2006, and that was her boyfriend. And they have a son together, okay? The Slim lady. This is weird case. If you have any info, call 817-392-4442, and there's a $20,000 reward right now for information where to find her. She's got a contagious smile. Let's see what else. She goes by either Tip or Pippi also, and I'm gonna play the press conference and um, other little video clips.
I miss you, Tiff. I need you to come back. Please. I don't know what else to do with you gone. I love you so much. Please.
It's a new day, and nothing's really quite going your way. You got bad news that's confusing. You got sad news that you're wounded. And it feels like the worst time. You're worried and scared and not fine. You feel unprepared with no signs. Well, it'll be alright, you just gotta fight. What about things happen to the best of us? It seems like they should be blessed. They just might be angels here as guests, teaching us to be our best. When everything breaks at the seams, and you feel like you're losing belief. But damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart.
How sad is that? That was her cousin. All right, we're gonna watch a press conference. Let's see here. And this ain't gonna really be in order per se, but I only think there was mainly coverage for a year on her. That's it. I think it's working. Hold on, you guys. Here we go. Jeez.
We also stand here today for the family of Typhenie Johnson that are new to this, and they are seeing the same effects of what we have been continuing to push for. Is legislation when it comes to the clearinghouse. When it comes to the Texas Code Clearinghouse, there is a huge gap for victims of imminent danger in the state of Texas. This family was notified by the Fort Worth Police Department that they were going to push back resources in looking for Typhenie Johnson. We stand here today because we feel that this is not just enclosed to Typhenie Johnson and Taliba Islam. There is a huge gap in these 10 years. And the Fort Worth Police Department don't know who Christopher has affected. He just know of two families. But we know that we stand here, two families stand here today, 10 years apart, affected by one man. And we need the Fort Worth Police Department to ask the state authorities to come in to help look for Typhenie Johnson and Taliba Islam. We need them to also notify the FBI and ask them to come in and help them search for these two angels. We need them. This family is affected by it. We also want to thank the Islam family for the courage to coming and standing with this family today. But we need the Fort Worth Police Department to step up and address this issue because we do not know who is affected in regards to who have been missing and probably many cold cases within the gaps of 10 years. I'm also going to allow Ms. Islam's sister to come and say a few words about her sister.
Good morning. My name is Hadia.
Would you say your name, spell it, and speak louder, please?
My name is Hadia Islam, HADIYAH ISLAM. I am here for justice for my sister as well as Typhenie Johnson. I know Chris for 2 years, which was the time that he was dating my sister. In those 2 years of them being together, the first 6 months of their relationship was pretty awesome. But the last year and a half, he became abusive, he became jealous, he became a monster. My little sister even told her best friend that if anything is to ever happen to her, that Chris did it. There is no doubt in my mind that it was him. There's like I hate the things that I hate what he stands for. I hate the fact that he's done this to 2 families and maybe more. I hope that we do get justice. I hope that we do find my sister as well as Typhenie. I hope that everything that he gets, everything that he deserves, he gets. Everything that just
I know that we know that it's very painful to stand here, especially when your sister has been missing for over 10 years. You have to be a very strong person to come out here and step out. And that's the reason why the Next Generation Action Network stand here and asking the Fort Worth Police Department to do the right thing. Ask for the state authorities, ask for the FBI to come in and investigate this case. We've been here before. We've been here with Delisa Kelly. We've been here with Deanna Cook. We've been here with many cases. Christina Morris. Been here plenty of times before. We need to get this right because we don't know who's affected by it. Just a kidnapping charge, this guy can be out here in the next coming years, whether he's even convicted on it. This should frighten everybody in the city of Fort Worth, in the Metroplex, is that someone like this could be on the streets any day now, affecting someone else's daughter. Okay, I'm gonna open it up for questions if anybody have any questions.
Miss Islam, is your last name Islam as well?
yes.
Can you just tell us a little bit about, after going through what your family has gone through for the past 10 years, when you learned that there was another family that might be affected by the same person, you know, your reaction? And please go ahead and step back up to the microphones again.
The very first thing that went through my mind was I was actually in my mom's room and I didn't hear the TV. I just saw his face. I just saw the news and it was just his face. And I knew that it was him. You know, I didn't see a name. I didn't see anything. I remembered his face and I haven't seen his face in 10 years, going on 11, but I knew it was him. And the first thing that went through my mind was I was shocked. But then I heard that it was for kidnapping, so it scared me because he did it again. You know, then being shocked and then hatred and then sadness and then just everything, you know, it's hard. It's a tough pill to swallow. And to see that he's done it again, if they would have listened to us, you know, 10 years ago, this would not be happening now. And that's really what I feel. I feel this would not be happening now if they would have listened to us 10 years ago.
Question for you. You take your time, please. I know it's painful. Because they didn't listen 18 years ago, and they're almost doing the same thing again with another family. How is that? Please tell me. I mean, you hold them blame for it?
I do.
How?
Because if we did the missing person report Chris did one as well as we did. Ours, I don't know why, but ours did not get picked up, but Chris's did. We kept calling, we gave them her social security number, but they kept telling us, well, we don't have a body, so there's nothing we can do about it. We don't have a body, so we don't have a case. Until we get her body, until we get her remains, there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know what else to tell you. We can't do anything. This is an ongoing thing for 10 years, So yeah, I do hold him responsible. I do hold him.
Do you know if he was ever looked into in your sister's case?
It wasn't.
What happened?
Nothing. Like at all. Nothing until Miss Typhenie. Nothing. We kept calling. I told them what I knew, and her best friend told them what she knew. Nothing.
To Tiffany's family, what did you think when you first heard about Taliba?
Hey, just go ahead and say the name again.
Asher Johnson, ASHERJOHNSON. I'll do this question.
When you first heard about Taliba, that she had gone missing 10 years ago, what did you think? How did it make you feel?
Well, it really made me more upset given the fact that I kind of considered Chris as a brother, and just knowing the fact that it had happened in the past and was living multiple lives, I guess you'd say, because we had no idea he had a son or he had another girlfriend that went missing prior to my sister. So
No idea. He never gave any indication about any of that.
no indication that he was involved in anything like that.
Do you see similarities between these two cases?
Oh, most definitely.
What?
You said why?
What? Yeah.
Or just knowing the fact that between what my sister kind of looks like and her sister, there's characteristics that indicate something that he's targeting in female. So there's I don't know if he's looking for someone that doesn't know the area or someone that was more vulnerable to something. I know he's a predator, and what he did is what he's been doing.
You guys have continued your search. How is that going? What has the Fort Worth Police Department been telling you about the search?
Well, the Fort Worth PD hasn't really been contacting us very much. We're trying to contact them, and the detectives just doesn't really give us too much feedback. And just knowing the fact that we're still out there doing what we're doing, and we're still finding video camera footage and whatnot, and they're letting us access it as civilians, just makes me think, like, really, you're a police officer, you have more authority, and people respect police officers. So with that being said, like, you have the authority to do it, like, use your resources.
Is that why you're asking to have the FBI and the state level involved? Because you're feeling there's not enough done right now?
Yes. We're asking for all the other resources to be involved because we've been given the runaround, and dealing with this other case with Taliba's family, they got the runaround too. And I just feel like it's going to keep on happening and continuing within that police department as long as people don't step up and ask for it, because we know what they're capable of doing. And it's just knowing the fact that they're capable of helping out with the resources, and they're kind of sitting that in the back, like, it's not your money to pay for the resources, so it's the people.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the main thing about asking them to step in is we have two families here. We don't know who he has affected. And we know that there are multiple families that are affected, and it's very vitally important that we stand here and ask them to expand their search. Ask them for the FBI, because two families are here, separated in 10 years from him dating Taliba and him dating Typhenie. 10 years stepping the gaps. So whether he went without dating anyone, which I think is probably not factual, there might be somebody that's affected. There might be somebody that's affected that's in a whole nother state or a whole nother city that don't even know about Typhenie or Taliba, but they know his face. This lady came to the table because she saw his face on the news. Not because the Fort Worth Police Department reached out to say that Christopher did it to another family, because she saw his face. And I believe if you expand this search, people just seeing his face, we'll probably see more families that have been affected, because if he did it 10 years ago, this man is a mass predator. And we need to make sure that is our duty, that he do not get back on the streets. A kidnapping charge, he can get out on probation, he can get out on many things and be walking the streets of the city of Fort Worth. He probably will go out of the state, and he will affect someone else's daughter. And that's why we continue to push in this legislative year the Kelly Alert Bill, for victims of imminent danger. It's a must that we address these issues in the state of Texas in regards to similar cases like the Amber Alert and Silver Alert. We have to address these gaps, because there are a lot of families being affected by that clearinghouse in the state of Texas code being just empty. There's different policies, and families don't know how or the protocol to ask for help when their loved one is missing. This is clearly imminent danger. You have two cases standing here. So that's the reason why we're here today, and we continue to fight, continue to look for Typhenie Johnson. We continue in our search to look for Taliba Islam, and we ask that the community join us in putting pressure on the Fort Worth Police Department to notify the FBI and the state authorities and ask for help.
And Ms. Islam and Mr. Johnson, could you tell us a little about your loved one?
Well, I guess it's my twin sister, so we have that connection, I guess. She kind of looked up to me like a bigger brother, I guess you'd say, in that respect. Always pushing the line just to see if it was real what I was telling her, but she always knew it was real. But she was very smart, bright, always laughing on some, just funny, just always being funny about something. But
Can you tell us, and we'll ask the same of Mrs. Slump, or you can, I was just gonna ask, can you tell us where do you think your sister is? What do you think has happened with her at this point?
well, it's hard for me to tell. Just known, I've been focusing the search around Lake Arlington on the Fort Worth side, around the neighborhoods where his parents stay, where he was supposed to stay. Just the information that we're pretty much gathering up, because like I said before, the officers are not giving us that much detail on what they're not letting us know.
Do you have hope though that she's still alive, or are you
Well,
worried that it's the other?
Well, of course. What kind of question? That's
And Ms. Islam did say that he was violent toward her sister.
right.
Do you know of him being violent toward your sister?
No, I've never recalled nothing like towards that. Like he actually acted really friendly, maybe too friendly.
What can you give me a reaction when police have told us that Christopher Revel, I'm assuming that that's how he pronounced his last name, Revel, that he is not being cooperative with investigators? What's your reaction to that?
Well, that's what Chris stands for. I can tell what he's about. Like he could, you know.
Well, it's of course he knows the law. He has been affected two families. He knows that that's the main important piece. Like organizations as ours of addressing this is because we know that Christopher is not cooperating. We know that they don't have a case. We know that they don't have a case as clear as day. In the Christina Morris case, we had a substantial case because Christina Morris came in with someone and she never came out of the parking lot. But this is not the same when it comes to Christopher. And Christopher could be back out here any day now. He can be out here any day because of the substantial evidence that's against him. I think the only reason why they charged him is because he had done this before in their police department to another family, But I don't think that when it comes to a grand jury, does that give the deem of kidnapping, and that's the problem. That's the reason why we step up in addressing these issues because he can be here. And Tiffany's family have came all across this country to help and look for Tiffany. She has family here from North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, all here. Been here for a couple of weeks now, and we need to get this right. We need the Fort Worth Police Department to step up.
What happened?
Tiffany,
Yeah.
I mean, this is, if you would answer the question about you.
About your
Sister.
sister.
What's the question?
Tell us a little about her, and you've already told us that he was violent toward her.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, Talib was like probably one of the smartest of my mom's kids, like one of the smartest. She skipped a few grades. She was the type of person who, like, if you're going through something, she's gonna try her best to fix it. Like, she doesn't care what it is. She doesn't care if she can't fix it. She's gonna give you advice on it. She was a tomboy. She loved running around with the boys. She was known. Like, everyone knew my sister. Like, everyone knew my sister. She was outgoing. She treated me like I was a little sister. She was beautiful. She was loving. She was everything. She was.
Question for you. What should the police be doing right now for both of your families, as well as they have in contact with FBI? Are they trying to work with you guys, both families together, and try to connect the pieces of the puzzle?
I have not gotten a call from the police department. Like, neither has my older sister. Like, they're not talking to us. I don't even know if they're talking to them.
Would you like for them to reopen your case?
Yes, it's still open. It's still open. They've never closed it. It's still open.
Ms. Stubb, I'm just wondering how you felt after you heard about Taliba, and if as a Fort Worth resident, whether you are frustrated by this, what goes through your head when you hear about that past case, and now how about your daughter?
It upset me a great deal that he was able to do this before, and he was able to slip through the fingers of the law.
Ma'am, can you state your name and spell your name, please, for everyone's benefit?
It's Deborah Johnson, DeborahJohnson,
And your relationship to Tiffany
and
is?
Tiffany's mother. But we were upset that he had gotten away with doing this before. And we are bound determined to stop him. We do not want this to happen to another family. Tiffany and Taliba, there are so many similarities, both caring, loving, trustworthy. It's just, we grew in different environments. We were more of a small town where they're in the city, but yet they had the love of a family to offer them that experience and to share it with other people. And Chris took advantage of it.
Another question for him.
What would you like for the police department to start at this point to do differently today?
I would like them to get the FBI and the state's investigators involved. We continue our search. We search daily. We pray daily. We're in hopes of finding her, but as long as time goes on, our faith is starting to fail through us. But we want to put justice to her. Tiffany's my baby. She's the youngest of 4. And Tiffany's relationship and Taliba's relationship are very similar. There was a lot of jealousy. very controlling. Tiff, because we are so far away, she would message us and let us know that he was mad because she looked too pretty. Men were looking at her. She couldn't wear certain clothing. She couldn't dress up. She couldn't wear her baby sweats and t-shirts because men would still look at her. Both Taliba and Tiffany are very beautiful women. And we just want to have justice for them. We want to put a stop to Chris Rebel's terror that he is doing among women and to their families.
Have y'all spoken to his family at all?
No, we have not had any contact.
If you would, if you like, I mean, basically, y'all want to do something to make this thing work for your daughters. Would it help to talk to his family or talk to someone else, some representatives or anything?
I would like to, do what we can to get answers for both families, whether it is to get Chris in there, get his family in there. We just want to have this resolved. We want to find Tiffany. We want to know where Taliba is. They have years that they have gone without their daughter, their sister. And I am praying to God we do not have to wait that long to find her and have answers.
Are you afraid that there might be other families like yours?
I think there possibly could be.
Why is it important for y'all to come before all of us today? For Typhenie, we're now almost, is it 2 weeks now?
It's been over 2 weeks now, and we still have no answers. They have no leads. They have not involved any other investigations to get involved into finding her or to any knowledge of anything.
Have you been concerned about attention moving away, that is not in headlines as often now?
We're
For the sake of the search.
I think the main important thing about this is to people this can be fresh on people's mind because we know that this might affect other families. Seeing Christopher's face out there might bring other families to the table. It's not about the headlines. It's about addressing the issue of two families being affected by this mass predator. And it's important to not only this family, but it should be important to society and the citizens, especially people that's in the DFW Metroplex, that the Fourth Ward Police Department get this right, because another family is standing here. And if they don't get this right now, someone else is going to be affected by it in the future. They don't stop. They can continue to go. They continue to do it. He'll go to someone else's city, and that city won't know nothing about him, nor will they know anything about Typhenie Johnson or Miss Islam. They won't know about it. So we need everybody to stand with this family and to actually address this issue. And if his family is watching, help us get Christopher to say something. Help us get it so that we can close these cases.
Is there
Mr.
any
Alexander, you mentioned that one of your goals is to get the FBI and state investigators involved. What do you believe that they are able to do that Fort Worth police investigators, in your view, have not?
Well, I know that the FBI has a actual database on missing people, and they have information that local law enforcement don't have when it comes to the timeline, the years between. I know that they are able to come in and relate the two. They're able to come in and find if there are any other people that have actually been affected by it, because they are the entity that all law enforcement pretty much reports all of this data up to them. And it's been going on, they've been doing that for years. So that's why it's so important to get the FBI in, is the amount of data and the research so that they can help the local law enforcement be able to do their search wisely and spend the resources wisely, because I think that it was wide gap. They pretty much didn't know what was what, and they could come in, and the Fort Worth Police Department don't know where Christopher Rebel has been between these 10 years, but the FBI would know. The FBI would know if he's been in Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever city before, and all this type of stuff. And it might be some cases way outside of the state line. And that's the problem. And that, I think that will be, I think that's something that the Texas Department of Public Safety would actually want to know, because there might be a lot of cases affected by it. And in my time addressing the missing clearinghouse in the state of Texas, I found that there was a lot of cases related to each other when it came to missing women throughout the state of Texas. And it's been a research that I have done since March of 2014 when Delisa Kelly went missing. So this is something that we know that is an effort to help and improve when someone goes missing in Texas.
To the Johnson family, I know you said the Fort Worth Police Department hasn't been that communicative. What is the last communication you've had with them? What's the last thing they told you? And when?
I spoke to an investigator on Friday evening, and they were still hoping to find more leads and able to continue the search and continue their investigation. But until they could have some defined facts that could help with any leads, that they were just kind of at a standstill. But they said they have not given up on her, and they are still searching, and they are also still praying to find her.
And the one main part is that with the police department stepping in and asking the state authorities or the FBI, this is not an attack upon the police department. This is just asking the police department to do something that we feel that can help improve this area. That's the only thing. It's not an attack towards the police department, because law enforcement across the country ask the state authorities or the FBI to step in all the time. This happens all the time. And the only reason why I know that this case has grounds of it is because the timeline between two families. I know that is something that the FBI, that's something that lays ground for the Fort Worth Police Department to notify those state authorities and the FBI. If there's any questions, we need them.
Is there any question of disparity here? I know there's been a lot of comparisons between this, and there's a missing woman, Zuzu Burke from Capel. Do you have any questions about whether there's less attention being paid to this for any reasons other than just the evidence?
No. It's just like we stand here today being prayerful for the woman in Capel. We stand here being prayerful for the thousands, the millions of families that's being affected by their loved ones missing currently. We're just talking about the issue of this case right now. It's not about the attention on it. We just want the FBI and the state authorities to come in on this case particularly, so that we can ensure that Christopher stays behind bars and he do not affect any other family. This is a mass predator. And we're uncertain with Typhenie, but we know that this family have not had closure in 10 years. So that's why we stand here today, and we stand prayerful for the other families. And if there are areas where we can help and stand in the gap for those families as well, we will. But when it comes to this case, we definitely have to get this right, because the citizens should be alarmed about this case.
Will y'all be out searching again today? Are you continuing your search today?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we search every day.
Search every day.
Can you talk a little bit about, now that it's been over 2 weeks, I know you are putting your heart into this every day, your time, your attentions, all the resources you can. Can you talk about that and what you're putting into this and what the effect it's having on your family?
Yeah, every day we put in together a little search party. If it's small or big, it doesn't matter. We're going to do it every day. It's going to be some answers. The community came together with donations and whatnot, donating bottles of water, flashlights, bug spray, just all sorts of stuff that we contribute to finding my sister and possibly finding her sister. There has been some, operating police officers too that come out and help us with the search too, with their families and whatnot. So it's definitely important for people that do need to be recognized by that. It's exhausting, but we're not going to quit. So,
In your words, real quick, do you feel that the police department should do more? And I mean, I know that it's kind of like this. They've done a lot. Now they're saying they're not going to do it. They're pulling back the resources. But at this point, you're saying no, step up more. Is that the place?
right. Well, the thing is that they were using the resources for a few days. Other than that, it just seems to be an ongoing thing about pulling out too early off a case or whatever, and it just it's always on TV. You see out here all the time in DFW. A missing person happens all the time out here, and it's always and they'll get about a week's attention, and then after that, it's done.
But she's on. I mean, is there a moment when you're not thinking about your sister?
Oh, not at all. I steadily think about her all day long. Sleep and think about it. Think about her.
Actually, there is a GoFundMe, right? And you know information about. I really don't know too much about it.
Well, do you know, has Crime Stoppers gotten involved?
I do not know. Haven't been contacted through Crime Stopper yet.
Or Human System? So, is there a reward out there for information? That you know?
As of now, no, our families don't have that cash to come up to put a reward to this, but it's just that community thing, and that's one thing is that community stand together. Solar duck's gonna fly off to get by himself, so he's gonna fly off. So.
We are going to notify different people that also donate to awards for missing cases. We're going to do that. There also a GoFundMe out for Typhenie Johnson in her family to help her family with the search. So we are going to send out a mass email with that link so that the community can support this family and any kind of donations to help this family. Like I said, this family has traveled from South Dakota, North Dakota, and Iowa, and they need your support right now. They need your prayers. And like I said, want to reiterate again, this is not an attack on the Fort Worth Police Department. This is only asking the Fort Worth Police Department to do the right thing. Don't give any excuses on these issues. Do the right thing. Notify the state authorities. Notify the FBI so that we can get closure, so that we can have closure for this family. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna say it, in my opinion. I have a problem with Fort Worth, Texas, and how they handle things. This day and age, though, now, there's more eyes on them. Do you know what I mean? Because, let me go here. I've been trying to find everything I can on this case since this morning. So they did a petition, and I don't know what ended up happening here. We all know who EquiSearch is, right? They were willing to help. However, Fort Worth PD would not even answer if they could or not. There's a lot of people that wanted to help, and they told them, you know what, I'm going to put this ain't going on no more. However, I'll put the link in so you guys can read this. And they ended up finally doing a public response, but look what happens when you go there. Nope, nothing, no longer there. Yep. Oh. Yep, I know, right? These poor families. It's really heartbreaking. I don't understand it. But you know what? If we can get more eyes on it now, I'm a tiny channel, but that don't matter. Okay? Only takes one person, and we got some really good people on YouTube, and they will share this video. If they don't want to share my video, they will share the flyer, please. Okay, so now I want to watch the family's interviews. Oh, I want to say that man in that video with the long hair. That is Typhenie's twin brother. Can you imagine? This is only 2 weeks into it. It's been 6 years now, and let me tell you, that family still goes searching. And Typhenie's birthday was August 6th, by the way. So let's help this family, you guys, the best that we can. I think, letting Fort Worth know we're on you. We're watching. You got eyes on you. Just saying. And this man, this Chris is locked up. However, it don't matter. Where's Typhenie? So yeah, he got a life sentence. Assault on a public servant, armed robbery, burglary, and kidnapping and terroristic threats. So that is his offense history. Yep. Well, Chris is in prison now, but still, nobody. I always have hope, though. Always. Okay, we're gonna watch some more clips of the family talking, because I want people to see the family and how they're hurting. You know what I mean? Instead of just a picture. I don't know. That's just how I do things. Here we go.
We just need her home.
Deborah Johnson Sturb doesn't have any answers.
It's been a living hell.
For the first time in 25 years, her daughter Typhenie won't be around for Thanksgiving.
Someone's got to know. I mean, you just don't disappear.
Typhenie disappeared in early October, and police believe her ex-boyfriend, Chris Reville, is responsible.
When you're at Thanksgiving, look at your family you have. Imagine your child not being there.
It is a reality Deborah struggles with as each minute ticks by with zero new clues.
I think she's been lost in the shuffle from day one.
While she appreciates all the volunteers who continue to search, she's a little frustrated with investigators.
I feel that they're sitting waiting for evidence or new leads to come and drop on in front of them.
She also knows she's unfortunately not the only family suffering with a missing child.
You know, Typhenie's always going to be my priority.
Deborah says to those watching who have even the smallest bit of information tucked away in their minds,
I pray to God that they'd come forward and say something. But until that happens, I feel that we're on our own to find her.
Now, Johnson's family says anyone at home who wants to help should just spend some time in their area doing a little searching. Meanwhile, we did reach out to Fort Worth police about the family's concerns, but they told us simply there is no update. Reporting live here in Fort Worth, I'm Jeff Paul, CBS 11 News.
Of course not. See, you guys. I tried to find the trial. I can't see it anywhere. And like I said, it's 2023 now, and they're going to have more eyes on them once more people pick this up, you know, because the family has not given up. They are amazing, okay? And I think the last update I can find, I could be wrong, can you let me know, is 2017. Or is it 2019? One of the two, you guys. Okay, let's watch another clip of the family. And her brother was the one that found some of her stuff, you guys. So here's a clip of that.
To Reville.
As of right now, you lying to me, man. Just come truthful with yourself and with me. My family, everybody's born with a heart. It just depends on how you decide you want to use it. And it's never too late to change that.
volunteers were able to cover several different areas today, and they say even if they don't find anything, they're at least able to rule out where to look. Police tell us they're also focusing on cell phone data to help find clues on where to search. They're asking anyone who would like to help to monitor their social media accounts where they expect to announce where they plan to search next. We're live in Fort Worth. Gabriel Rojas, CBS 11 News.
See you guys. Okay, here's another clip.
Typhenie Johnson was last seen in October of 2016. Her boyfriend is serving a life sentence for her kidnapping. Well, organizers of search parties say a discovery this week has re-energized the group. Lily Zhang has more from Fort Worth.
I hate to think like a criminal,
I know.
you know, but sometimes it takes that.
Art Solstein leads a group of people through this wooded area of Fort Worth.
So this is going to be the prime search area. We're going to live here for a couple months.
A couple of months pale in comparison to the 6 years he's been coordinating efforts to find Typhenie Johnson between 80 and 100 square miles of search area. He hopes to find clues in the disappearance of the young woman last seen nearly 7 years ago.
Perseverance is the main thing, determination to get this done. These people don't waver that come to me.
This is actually my first one. People like Anissa Camp, friends of Solstein through their shared hobby of fossil finding.
I look for everything. I'm very good at spotting bone because of the fossil stuff, and a lot of fossilized bone looks a lot like fresh bone. And so if you can spot bone, you can spot anything, but also there's clothing that we've been told that she might have been wearing.
It's not human, definitely.
Solstein says the search for Johnson Saturday was re-energized this week. Police announced remains found in March near these railroad tracks along South Hughes Avenue belong to Taliba Islam. She, another woman Solstein has been helping search for, was reported missing a decade before Johnson. Years later, Islam's ex-boyfriend, Christopher Ravel, would be sent to prison for Johnson's disappearance.
Tiffany's favorite quote, what I always go by, is never gonna quit.
Johnson's aunt, Janelle Hofelt, lives in Minnesota. She says her family has grown close with Islam's family, both still lacking closure as Ravel continues to withhold information.
What our family would probably want is to everyone just keep on praying for Taliba's family, for what they're going through, and for Typhenie.
This group Saturday says they will never give up hope.
I'm dedicated. She's like one of my own kids.
Or leave a stone unturned.
It's some part of a sleeping bag.
These missing ladies out here could be my daughter, okay? So that's what it hits home to you.
I think we should start on the other side. And that is what keeps them going. In Fort Worth, Lily Zhang, NBC5.
So sad. Okay, let's watch another clip. Okay, this is him. But I couldn't find the trial. But that was in, what, 2017 or 19?
But Islam's family was here as that verdict was read today. And after the life sentence was delivered, we talked with Typhenie Johnson's mother, who lives in South Dakota, but she has never, over all these years, never stopped looking for her daughter.
It's the same hurt we've been through, and it's hard to describe until you go through it, and I pray to God no one ever has to do that again. But it won't with him. He's right where he needs to be.
Some of the people who have done the searches, they have been here throughout the trial and telling us they plan to continue to do those searches on weekends, and if they can, deliver some answers to Johnson's family about what happened to her. The original sentence for this crime expected to be 99 years, but in sentencing phase today, they found Ravel to be a habitual offender because some of his past felony crimes, so that upped the sentence to life. Live this afternoon in Fort Worth.
So sad. So also what I'm going to be doing, sometimes people don't like watching long lives. I'm just going to share like a 3-minute or 5-minute video I did on my other, I got her on all my social medias. You know, granted, not many people watch my YouTube, but my other social media, they do there. Kind of weird.
At a park nearby where she was last seen in hopes of bringing Typhenie back home.
We're just asking for the public if they have any information or have seen her. We just want to bring her home.
Typhenie Johnson's mother making a tearful plea to find her daughter.
Tiffany's the youngest of my children, the youngest of the twins. She's a wonderful person, always full of life. Hopefully we will find Typhenie and find her safe.
Tiffany's family traveled from Iowa, Minnesota, and South Dakota, thanking volunteers who have been searching for her all week.
These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Saturday afternoon, volunteers said a short prayer before looking for Typhenie in wooded areas and construction sites near the Post Oak East apartments, where she was last seen.
Just trying to see if we could find something here.
Friends, coworkers, even strangers combing the area for any clues to find Typhenie. She was last seen talking to her ex-boyfriend, Chris Rivera.
I don't know what's going on here. Huh, this is weird. Well, I don't know what happened there. It won't load. Oh, sorry about that. And here's the last one. Okay, what is... Promise until I can no longer move or breathe. Oh. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna put the link to the Bring Home Typhenie page also, so people can go there and check it out.
This was a tremendously difficult case with a lot of small pieces of evidence that on their own may not seem that relevant. But you had to stand back, you had to work for every fact, and you had to put it together and get the big picture. And they were absolutely outstanding. And then to come back and watch what happened, they were committed to doing the right thing. And that's exactly what you want from a Tarrant County jury. That's what you want from any jury, is for them to be willing to put in the time and effort to make the right decision, to do the right thing. And they were committed to that, and I can't praise them enough. They did the job and did it superlatively. They were brilliant.
We have covered the Intimate Partner Violence Unit here at Tarrant County. This is one of those cases. What is the message you want to send to people who think about committing acts of violence against the people they're in relationships with?
The state of Texas, how will I say this exactly? If you do that, if you harm those who are supposed to love, if you harm people who are innocent, if you harm people who cannot protect themselves, the state of Texas will call you to respond and will call you to face what you've done and will ask that you be punished appropriately for it.
You hope we find those women?
Absolutely. And so much work has gone into that. Art and all the other searchers have put so much time into trying to find her. It is my hope that we will someday.
I was about to ask you, how is that search process going? I'm relatively new to this case, but how is that process going? Is there a team devoted to it, or?
They would be able to answer that question better. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, the ones that have been gathering all the evidence, I'm not trying to really dog them so bad. It's the family. The families have. And look at that poor mother. She's got to be exhausted. And you know, she don't even live in Texas. Okay, I'm going to go to her channel or her Facebook page. Hold on, you guys. So please, people, let's help this family. We can do it. We can get her face out there again. It's all about teamwork. Okay, here's the Facebook group. If you want to check it out, people. Let's see, what else did I want to share? So if anybody has any info, go to law enforcement. You know what I mean? Don't go to another YouTuber or whatever, because we see that way too often on here, or people go to YouTubers. No, go to law enforcement. So I want to thank everybody for being here, and I'm going to keep on this case. I'm going to keep doing updates for this family. If anybody in the family or friends want to talk to me, go ahead and I'll get information out there. I will do my best to help this family. So I'll end it again with this video. All right, this is a sad case. Okay, this is missing Typhenie K. Johnson from Elas, Texas, on October 10th, 2016. She was 25 then. She's 28 now. She just had a birthday too, August 6th. She's 5'4", 135 pounds. She's got red auburn hair, brown eyes. She was last seen outside of Post Oak East Apartments in the 13,900 block of Tristan Lane in Euless, Texas at 9 p.m. She was with her ex-boyfriend, Chris Reville, at the time. Now, he is something else, you guys. They had dated for approximately 8 months, but she ended her relationship with him in August. Let's see, October. So, a few months prior. Okay, he stated he and Typhenie argued and that she got into a vehicle driven by someone he didn't know and rode away. The next day, Reville was arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping and intent to terrorize in Johnson's case. The charge was later upgraded to kidnapping with intent to kill. He was convicted of the charge and serving a life sentence. Her twin brother found her phone, car keys, and one of her socks in the parking lot of her apartment building after her disappearance. He saw Reville white 2003 Ford Taurus backed up onto the grass next to the building with the trunk lid open. Oh boy. Police matched the tire tracks in the grass to his vehicle. When they searched his home, they found a bra and a clasp stretched out straight, a Fitbit watch with a broken clasp, and the shirt Johnson was wearing the night of her disappearance. He was also the last person to have known, okay, this other lady, I don't know how to say her name, Tabla Islam, and she goes by Slim, who disappeared from Fort Worth, Texas on January 16, 2006. So 10 years later, he allegedly did something with Typhenie, but that lady, Slim, she disappeared in 2006, and that was her boyfriend. And they have a son together, okay? The Slim lady. This is weird case. If you have any info, call 817-392-4442, and there's a $20,000 reward right now for information where to find her. She's got a contagious smile. Let's see what else. She goes by either Tip or Pippi also. And I'm going to play the press conference and other little video clips.
I miss you, Tiff. I need you to come back. Please. I don't know what else to do with you gone. I love you so much. Please.
It's a new day, and nothing's really quite going your way. You got bad news that's confusing. You got sad news that you're wounded. And it feels like the worst time. You're worried and scared and not fine. gotta fight. What about things happen to the best of us? It seems like they should be blessed. They just might be angels here as guests, teaching us to be our best. When everything breaks at the seams, and you feel like you're losing belief, but damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart.
Thank you, everybody. See you later on tonight.